Wonder what a cell looks like? Well, we're going to give you a tour on a cell.
The Pu is the nucleus. The computer is the chromosome. This is the nuclear membrane.
Because it surrounds the nucleus, which is the Pu.
The cytoplasm is going to help us move around the cell.
This hallway is the cytoskeleton, which transports cells.
Isolated are the ribosomes, which use the nucleic acid, which is a cookbook, to make proteins to give it to the organic compound.
This recycling bin and this garbage can are lysosomes.
They are lysosomes because they recycle or break down damaged materials in the cell. These mailboxes are an example of Golgi apparatus because that's where substances are made and are ready to be transported out of the cell. Mitochondria, which is a generator. The reason that is a mitochondria is because it converts energy.
This storage acts as a vacuole because it stores organelles.
This wheelchair is an example of a vesicle because it helps you transport around the cell.
The cafeteria is the nucleolus, which is what makes the ribosomes, and the ribosomes are the cafeteria workers, and this is where they're always at. So the cafeteria would be the nucleolus. The flagella, because it helps cells move.
A long structure that helps cells move.
And that little buzz right there that we're cut in half is the cilia, because it helps cells move too, but it's a short structure, so that's the cell membrane, which let things in and out of the cell. And the glass and the border of the door are the phospholipid bilayer because that's what makes up the cell membrane. Providing structure and protection for plant and prokaryotic cells. This plant, which is a cell that has a nucleus, is an example of a eukaryotic cell.
Hi guys, I'm Mr. Fisher.
And Mr. Fisher is a nucleoid because he's a false nucleus in a prokaryotic cell, and the prokaryotic cell is the alternative building.
The organic compounds. Here's one.
And the reason is because he's an organic compound, is because he's a living organism.
Carbohydrate because it provides everyday energy for organisms like this thing. Carbohydrate was a drinking fountain, and a monomer for building the drinking fountain is the water inside of it, which is right there. The container of butter is a lipid, and this little monomer for the lipid, which is a butter, is a glycerol and fatty acid. This flour, which is a monomer for building proteins, which is an example of amino acids.
Come on guys, let's go to class. Go to class guys. Everyone go to class. Go.
This is an example of enzymes. She is a special protein that speeds up their reaction.
The nucleic acid that the cafeteria workers used was the cookbook. A monomer for the cookbook is like the pages, which is like paper, and that is the nucleotide. Alright, that's an example of exocytosis because it's a substance exporting from the cell. And this is endocytosis because it's a substance coming inside the cell. Molecules. I'm taking one, and that's an example of dehydration synthesis. When she adds one, it's going to be an example of hydrolysis because she's adding a water molecule to the polymer.
We should go. Let's go.
Alright, those substances going from that table to that table because it was too crowded was an example of diffusion because they are going from an area of high concentration to an area of lower concentration.
These are two water molecules coming in and out to even out. This is an example of osmosis.
Alright, here using energy to get through a group of people is an example of active transport. The ball swelling is an example of hypotonic because it has a low concentration of water, and then when the ball expands back, it's an example of hypertonic because it has a higher concentration of water now. And that is a monosaccharide.